VISTA is a federal program that builds capacity in nonprofit organizations and communities to help bring individuals and communities out of poverty. It was established by President Johnson in 1965 to encourage volunteer service at the local level, support efforts by local agencies and community organizations to achieve long-term sustainability, and therefore strengthen those agencies and community organizations. These are the core principles of VISTA as it operates today. With the ultimate goal of ending poverty, VISTA members create sustainable tools that build the capacity of organizations and empower communities. Building capacity may not be a phrase you're familiar with, so let's go into a little more detail on that one. VISTA is different than many of the other branches of AmeriCorps in that we do not do a lot of direct service. Direct service is the act of providing services to recipients or clients of a program. This is stuff like building homes, tutoring children, distributing supplies, and the like. Instead, VISTAs focus most of their efforts on capacity building. Capacity building includes tasks and activities to expand the scale, reach, efficiency, or effectiveness of programs or organizations. One way to think of it is doing behind-the-scenes work that makes the direct services possible. Our VISTAs are currently working on projects like setting up volunteer management programs, building partnerships, marketing, and applying for grants. VISTA is a year-long, full-time service commitment. Our particular project typically runs on an August to August cycle, and we do mean full-time. VISTA is a big commitment, and as a result, members can't have second jobs. There's a lot to know about the VISTA program before you begin, and should you accept a VISTA position, you'll attend an all-expense-paid pre-service orientation, where you'll be given the tools and knowledge you'll need to serve in your VISTA term. Most of the VISTAs in our project come from out of state, so we want to share some information about the relocation assistance available. If you're moving to South Carolina for VISTA, you may receive up to $1,000 in relocation travel allowance, plus a $500 settling in allowance to help with the initial relocation costs. It's important to remember that although VISTA service may seem like a job, members are actually full-time volunteers. That means instead of a salary, they receive a modest living stipend. The stipend is based on the local poverty level, and in Charleston that means they receive a little over $800 a month. Luckily, the cost of living in South Carolina is a little more affordable than in other regions. The idea behind this is that not only are they volunteers, but it also helps to relate to the community if they are living in similar circumstances. There are benefits available to help stretch those dollars. VISTAs are eligible for SNAP, child care, a basic health care plan, federal student loan deferment, and reimbursements for service-related travel, among other benefits. There are several benefits of serving with VISTA, and not only the professional experience that you will gain. For example, VISTA experience can help you get hired by the federal government. After completing a full year of service, VISTAs earn non-competitive eligibility for federal jobs for 1 year beginning the day after they complete service. Also, at the end of your service term, you will have the option of receiving an education award or an end-of-service cash stipend. The education award will be around $5,000 and can be used toward paying down federal education loans or put towards future education costs. The end-of-service cash stipend will most likely be around $1,500. Our project is called the Charleston Area Service Collaborative, and we are sponsored by the City of Charleston's Mayor's Office for Children, Youth, and Families. We are currently in our 4th year as an intermediary sponsor for the CASC. As the intermediary, we are responsible for recruiting, placing, and managing the VISTAs in collaboration with the subsites, of which we typically have about 30. This makes us one of the largest projects in the area. Our project focuses on areas like education, health, and veterans. We chose these after conducting a needs assessment in the community. To give you an idea of the structure at work here, AmeriCorps is a federal program under the Corporation for National and Community Service. VISTA became part of AmeriCorps in the 1990s. There are other branches of America like NCCC. Our state office, which we share with North Carolina, helps coordinate all the different local projects. Then there's us as the intermediary. We manage and place VISTAs at the different subsites that are part of CASC. Here's a list of some of our current sites. Subsites had to apply for a VISTA each year, so this list changes regularly. However, you can see the list is comprised of different nonprofits, schools, and government agencies that work within our 3 focus areas to eliminate poverty. Having an intermediary supervisor like CASC helps VISTAs in their projects in a lot of ways. This extra level of professional support helps VISTAs mitigate issues since we are an invested third party with a close connection to the state office. We also offer professional development opportunities like monthly meetings and trainings on topics related to our members' service. These opportunities can highlight potential collaborations between VISTAs at different subsites that might otherwise be missed. And finally, being connected to a group of approximately 30 peers going through the exact same experience builds a community of support that will keep you motivated throughout your year of service. The best way to learn about VISTA and CISC is to hear directly from our members. Please keep watching to hear from those currently serving about their VISTA experiences.
I work with our Fresh for All produce distributions. These are distributions designed to get fresh produce out to underserved communities across the Low Country. The way this works is we load up a truck full of produce like cabbage, apples, potatoes, broccoli from our local growers. We take it to a spot, set it up, and it's like a farmer's market. Clients get to go through and choose items they want to take with them. Now, they've been working on this program before I got here, but it had been a little disorganized, and so my job was to try and get things a little more organized, a little more under control, a little more planned, a little more of a structure for what moving forward they were going to do. Part of my job means coordinating between all different parts of the food bank. Some of the organizations at the collaborative are smaller, maybe 10 people. The food bank is 50 employees, which means that we have a lot of people with a lot of different moving parts trying to communicate with each other. And so my job involves getting those people to talk to each other, to be in constant communication so that all of this produce can go out to the people who need it.
Hi, I'm Hannah Charney. I'm the AmeriCorps VISTA with Veterans on Deck located in Charleston, South Carolina. We're a nonprofit organization that takes veterans with PTSD and past experience of military sexual trauma sailing in the beautiful Charleston Harbor. As the VISTA with Veterans on Deck, I'm the volunteer coordinator for our veterans. I'm also in charge of managing our MUSC nursing students who are acting as counselors on our sails. I've been learning grant writing and development, and I've also been able to do a lot of community outreach.
Hi, I'm Malaya Roper. I'm the AmeriCorps VISTA at Main Street Academy in Charleston, South Carolina. I am the volunteer coordinator here at Main Street Academy. I work with over 50 volunteers to help to grow the volunteer program to benefit the students who are at MSA. I find mentors to match with mentees. I find volunteers to help with classroom projects and classroom programs that are going on to help to build the program and find ways to enhance the volunteerism community here at Main Street Academy.
My favorite part of the VISTA experience has been being able to move to a new city that I never would have been able to move to otherwise. Also meeting some amazing friends throughout this experience and gaining firsthand experience that I need to further my career options.
Well, the most surprising thing about being a VISTA is that my location treats me just like everyone else. I thought that they kind of treat me as a lesser, or, oh, she's a volunteer, but in reality, they always want my opinion, they always want my input, and look to me for help on projects and with problems, and I think that was really surprising, but also really encouraging that they saw me as part of the team.
My VISTA experience was different than my expectations because I assumed that I was going to come in and change automatically everything about the program I was going to be involved in. But over time I learned that it's a learning process. It's a lot of trainings and a lot of things that you go to PSO and you assume you're just going to jump right in, but after that you have to go through trainings and understanding your program and just getting more familiar with your place in your organization. I learned through my experience that I'm really passionate about networking and meeting people, and I didn't realize that I was actually really good at promoting things. So through VISTA I got opportunities to be involved in other organizations that I would never have been able to be a part of, and it just showed me that I have more skills and talents than I actually thought I did.
I chose to serve because I wanted to give back to my community. I'm from Charleston, this is my hometown, and also I wanted a chance to experience this area in a new way and as a time between undergraduate and graduate school experience, time to do something a little different. And it ends up being that this is actually going to help me out more than maybe I had thought originally, because I'm doing a lot of more public speaking than I thought maybe I would, which is really important going forward in my life, and I hadn't really expected myself to be doing a whole lot of that. and in other ways, in terms of organization and being on top of the business side of things that maybe isn't always the most glorious part of everyone's job.
Professionally, I feel like I have hope for a career now that I don't think I had before. So just having hope that there's a next step and I have a career, I think is really good for me. I feel like it's just given me joy in my life because I have purpose with my life. And so I would say just service in general is just about giving back. So if you are passionate about what you're doing and you find purpose in life, you're happy about it. It just makes you feel good.
Living on a stipend for me has been actually difficult. So I'm used to spending more than I live on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's been difficult trying to switch from my spending habits and focus in more on living within my means, because my last job I got paid every week, so I got spoiled that way. But through the stipend, it's also taught me how to come up with more activities to do and to really pay attention to what I'm spending my money on, and to just be more conscious about that.
As far as the stipend, I haven't thought it was that difficult, to be honest. Actually, it kind of taught me to be really creative, not only in what I eat, but how I eat it. Crock-pot meals, make like 2 weeks worth and eat off that for every meal is really good. But also it's helped me find some really fun and unique things to do for little or no money around town, which has been really fun. I've had great experiences, and I'm doing way more fun things than my friends who live on, 3 times as much as I am.
What advice would I give to someone considering the VISTA experience? It'll be the hardest thing you've ever done, but the best thing you've ever done, because it's just really rewarding to be seeing that you're doing something that makes an impact, that changes someone's life, that changes something in the community. That part is super rewarding.
My best advice for someone considering VISTA is to try and find a good match for you. That if you find an organization who sounds like they're doing work that you're interested in, make sure that the person you'll be working under will be as involved as you might want them to be.
And advice I would give to an incoming AmeriCorps VISTA is be realistic. Like, don't come into AmeriCorps thinking you're going to save the world. Like, it's great to have optimism and to want to be hopeful to change the dynamic of your organization, but there's going to be bumps and bruises. You're going to go into there and you're going to feel like, is this what I'm supposed to do? It's normal. It's normal to feel like you're not doing everything right. Just give it 100% and enjoy the journey, the highs and the lows.
If I had to give advice to a future VISTA, I would definitely say be a VISTA. I think this is the best thing I could have done for myself. I did this right after college, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something to give back. And the living stipend is like totally doable, way more doable than I thought. And just overall, I've been put in so many situations where I really have had to like step up to the plate, and I've just gained so much more confidence in myself because of that. And I know now that like wherever I go next year, whatever job I do, I feel so much more prepared for that. I've been able to have experience in grant writing, in talking to total strangers about what I do, and just things that I know that, have helped me in all aspects of my life, really, not just even career-wise. So I would definitely recommend this. I'm so happy that I did it. I wish that I could do it for more than 1 year. Yeah.
So that's VISTA and CISC in a nutshell. If you haven't applied already, go to the website listed below. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the program supervisor, Katie Templeston, via phone or email. We look forward to serving with you.